Your calendar is more honest than your mouth. You can say the dream matters. You can say the business matters. You can say the new life is coming. But the calendar keeps the receipt. It shows what got protected. It shows what got interrupted. It shows what you called urgent. It shows what you kept leaving to the scraps. And if the work that would change your life only appears after everyone else has been served, entertained, comforted, and answered, then the truth is not hidden. The dream is not losing because you lack potential. The dream is losing because it does not have a place to stand. The anvil does not care how beautiful the blueprint is. If the steel never arrives on time, nothing gets forged. You already know the feeling. You wake up with the private pressure in your chest. Today has to be different. Today I am going to build. Today I am going to stop drifting. Then the day starts making requests. Messages arrive. Small problems ask to be treated like emergencies. Someone else's timeline becomes louder than your own. Your phone turns into a doorway. Your inbox turns into a courtroom. Your energy gets spent in thin slices. By the time the real work has a chance to speak, the room is already cold. So you tell yourself you will do it later. Later becomes after dinner. After dinner becomes when I feel clear. When I feel clear becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes the same calendar with a cleaner excuse. This is where a lot of builders lie to themselves. They think intention should count as evidence. It does not. Intention is a spark. The calendar is the coal bed. If there is no heat held in the day, the spark keeps dying. And you keep confusing emotional sincerity with operational commitment. You do care. That is not the issue. The issue is that your care has not been given a protected hour. It has been given leftovers. It has been given mood. It has been given a fragile opening that disappears the moment the day gets noisy. The few stop asking whether they care. They ask what their calendar is proving. In a forge, timing is not decoration. The blacksmith cannot heat steel whenever he happens to feel inspired. He cannot leave the bar outside the fire, talk about the blade, sketch the handle, polish the hammer, and then wonder why nothing bends. The steel has to arrive. The heat has to be real. The strike has to happen while the material is ready. Your life works the same way. There is a version of you that keeps designing the weapon, but never placing the steel on the anvil. You plan the offer. You save the video idea. You bookmark the course. You write the routine. You imagine the room, the freedom, the body, the income, the quiet confidence. Then you give the work the weakest part of the day and call it discipline. That is not discipline. That is hoping a tired self will rescue a neglected future. A calendar reveals your actual throne room. If comfort is protected first, comfort is king. If reaction is protected first, reaction is king. If other people's priorities take the prime hours and your future gets the scraps, then do not act confused when the future stays thin. The calendar is not judging you. It is showing you the forge temperature. Cold blocks create cold results. Scattered blocks create scattered proof. Unprotected blocks teach the world that your work can be interrupted. And once the world learns that, it will keep interrupting. Not because the world is evil. Because you trained it. You answered during the hour. You checked during the hour. You negotiated with the hour. You let the first discomfort rename the block optional. The obsidian blacksmith does not ask the fire for permission to be hot. He builds the chamber. He closes the door. He places the steel inside and lets heat do what heat does. That is what a protected block is. Not a wish. Not a vibe. Not a decorative square on an app. A chamber. A place where the future self has legal ownership of the hour. So make the repair simple. Do not rebuild the whole calendar tonight. Do not design the perfect weekly system. Do not open a new planner and pretend that aesthetics are accountability. Open the next 24 hours. Find 1 hour. Not the easiest hour. The truest hour. The hour you keep giving away while saying you are serious. Block it before the day can steal it. Name it plainly. Build the offer. Record the lesson. Train the body. Write the page. Send the pitch. Do not name it vague improvement. Vague blocks invite vague behavior. Then remove the obvious lake before the block begins. Phone away. Tabs closed, notifications off, door closed if you have one. Headphones if you need them. One task visible. One proof target. The goal is not to feel transformed. The goal is to create evidence that the future has a protected place in your life. When the hour starts, do not negotiate. Do not warm up for 20 minutes. Do not research around the task. Touch the steel. Make the first strike ugly if it has to be ugly. Open the draft. Record the bad first take. Write the rough offer. Move the weight. Do the thing that leaves proof behind. Then when the hour ends, mark the proof. One sentence. Today I protected the hour and produced this. That sentence matters because your identity needs evidence, not hype. Do this again tomorrow. Then the calendar starts telling a different truth. Not that your life is perfect. Not that nobody needs you. Not that distraction disappeared. That the dream now has a place to stand. The old self wants a dramatic sign. The new self needs a protected block. The old self wants the day to feel ready. The new self makes 1 hour unavailable to the old pattern. That is how a private builder becomes dangerous. Not by announcing a new season. By changing what the calendar is allowed to touch. So look at tomorrow. Find the hour. Lock the door around it. Place the steel on the anvil before the world asks for your best heat. And when the hour arrives, do not explain yourself to the smaller life. Strike. The calendar has been telling the truth. Now make it tell a better one.